Well, that's a really good question, and that's been a personal wrestling. I can tell you that I have a long-distance romantic relationship with someone who lives in New Mexico, and we've been together for 4 years, and I've been really struggling with that because he wants me to go there. And I get up every morning, and I so love my life here that I've been definitely challenged to decide how much do I want to stay here, and how much do I want to go there, and what is love, and what do I do for love, and do I give this up for that's really love, or is this really love? And so I personally have been struggling with what it means to truly love, and how it is that we can love so many different things and be pulled in different directions. And I needed to make a decision about whether I was going to stay here for next year or not, because I had definitely had some pulling on me to leave, and I really had to do a lot of deep soul searching, and I decided that what I'm doing here feeds me in so many primary ways that I need to stay longer, and that when I have the sense that I'm ready to go, that I will know, and I need to trust that. And so I made a decision. I decided not to go because I decided that I wasn't quite ready. And this is something that I often tell my students, and that is this: if any part of me says no, then I say no. And I might change my mind tomorrow or the next day or 10 minutes from now. But right now, when you're offering me that, whatever that is, sex, drugs, get in the car and go do something, whatever, if there's any part of me that says no, then I listen to that voice. And that's hard to do when someone you love wants you to do something, you know? So I have struggled with that personally, but I feel like that's my job as a human being and as an adult, is to really listen to my inner wisdom, even when it's painful. So I'm staying because I want to, and I'm willing to accept that that's difficult, and that real love is difficult. It's never easy. I've had a lot of health challenges in the last 10 years. When I first came here, my first year, I think some of you might know that I was really sick, and my heart stopped, and I had a pacemaker implanted, and I've had a lot of health issues since then. But the health issues, like anything else, have been an opportunity for me to learn about my priorities, and for me to learn about what matters, and what I want to do about what matters, and how I need to take care of myself. My mother died 10 years ago, and my mother's death was really, really difficult for me. And one of the things that I also learned from my mother's death is that I need to take better care of myself, because my mom was a very giving person, and she would always care for everybody else first, and she didn't take good care of her. And so kind of a promise that I made to her before she died is that I would learn that lesson from her, and that I would take better care of me and make sure that I'm strong and healthy for the people that rely on me. She was gone so much sooner than I was ready for, so much sooner. So I want to be there for my daughter and my son and you. So I have to take care of myself. So I play soccer 2 nights a week. Yeah, we're really bad, but it's super fun. And I try to breathe a lot. My mom died of lung cancer. She never smoked a cigarette in her life. And I think sort of symbolically, I find myself sometimes doing that, like holding my breath. Like you get upset about something and I feel like I don't breathe. So breathe. I say that to myself a lot. Breathe. It's gonna be okay. Just take a breath. Let it out. The moments come, the moments go. I think there are several. One of the, that's going to be a different answer for me different days of the week. Like catch me tomorrow, I might have a different answer, and catch me 2 weeks ago, I might have had a different answer. It really has a lot to do with what's in my mind at any given point in conversations. And the Roseland University Prep staff is so incredibly committed and talented and brilliant that we are constantly having conversations with one another, those of us who really deeply care. And those conversations roll around in my head a lot. So that influences my answer, I think, for that. But I guess if I was to say a few things, one is that this community knows all its own answers and has all its own strength and has everything it takes. It's like my English teacher telling me that when I was in 10th grade. You have everything you need. You don't need anyone else to do it for you. You've got it all. Trust in it, believe in it, and then put it in action. Do. Get up off your ass and do something. And that's pretty much what I was told. You have it all. You don't need someone to save you. Because I think I was waiting for someone to show me how, or do it for me, or give it to me. And that's disempowering, I think. Like when I went to college, how I became empowered was to do it myself. And so I feel like the Roseland community, I feel like there's this upswelling of positive energy and a feeling that it can be done, and that it has to come from the community itself. That it can't come from me or anyone else saying, this is what you need. But it has to come from the community saying, this is who we are, and this is what we need. And this is what we're going to do about it. So empowerment, that sense of, yes, we together have everything we need. And what we don't have, we can figure out. Influential experiences of my life was after I graduated from college in 1988. That was the year I graduated from college. And I worked with Habitat for Humanity, and we did a project. My brother was actually the leader of the project, and we did a project where we walked 1,200 miles. We started in Portland, Maine, and we walked to Atlanta, Georgia. And not only did we walk 1,200 miles, but we worked with a crew of people, and we built 120 houses along the way. Like in Sonoma County, we have 3 Habitat houses. We were part of a project that built 120 houses all along the East Coast. And that was life-changing for me, because you may understand the difference when you drive in a car through a neighborhood, how different that is from walking through a neighborhood. When we walk, when we take the chance to slow down and really immerse ourselves in someone else's neighborhood, we get a real deep sense of what that's like and who the people are and what their world is. Well, we walked through 1,200 miles worth of American people's neighborhoods, and we saw what life is like. And what I saw in 1988 is that racism is deeply entrenched in our society. And I didn't grow up thinking that. I grew up in a white neighborhood, and I felt like there's no racism. Everybody's equal. And I learned then that is not true. And I have to say, sadly, my experience on that was that every town we went into mostly had a wealthy part and a non-wealthy part, and most of the time the wealthy part was predominantly white and the non-wealthy part was predominantly non-white. And I might have been able to stomach that if that had happened a few times, but in the course of 3 months, town after town after town after town after town, it was the same. It made me sick. It made me sick, and it made me really disillusioned with my country. And it made me also, like you're asking about what inspired me to become a teacher, it made me want to do something tangible with my life, because I felt like it was so distressing. So that really was life-changing for me, that kind of travel. And I really encourage students to travel and see their own country. I think success is getting up every morning with a smile and truly feeling that, truly feeling it all the way through one's soul. So I'm happy to be alive today. I like my life and I'm happy to be alive. And no, not everything is perfect. And sure, there are plenty of things that I might want to change. But right here, right now, I feel pretty good. I think that's success. I think that people with lots of money don't necessarily have that. Some people do. Whether you have money or not doesn't buy that feeling, and it doesn't preclude that feeling either. There's sort of a mythology, I think, that rich people are all terrible and nasty and unhappy, and I don't really think that's true. I think some wealthy people actually are very happy and are examples of success. But success is very individual. So what success looks like for you is going to be really different than what success looks like to me. Like I said, I feel like I came from a pretty unhappy childhood, at least 8 to 16. And making peace with that, I feel is definitely a mark of success for me personally, that I am not holding on to being angry or hateful or resentful about the things that happened. And I've learned to love my life despite those obstacles and those painful experiences. I think it's easy to be bitter. I know people intimately who are very bitter people, who have a lot of external things and they don't love their lives. And all the external things to me seem pretty meaningless if we wake up in the morning angry. I guess, the words of Shakespeare just sort of resonate in my head. We're reading Hamlet, the juniors are reading Hamlet right now, and there's this part in the play where one of the key characters, his name is Polonius, he's talking to his son. His son is Laertes, and his son is a very, very respectable, upright young man. He's a really trustworthy man, and he's capable of making pretty good decisions. Polonius tells him, he gives him this very long-winded speech about all the things that will make him a good man. All the things that you must think about when you go out into the world, like don't lend people money, and don't borrow money, and don't judge people too quickly, and listen carefully. And he gives this long list of things that Laertes should think about. And then he concludes the monologue by saying, "This above all else, to thine own self be true. Follow your heart, follow your wisdom, you know, so have faith in what you know, and above all else, be true to yourself. And no matter what the circumstances, it'll all be okay." I think that's the advice I would give.
Hello, I'm Morgan Curricula.
Hello, my name is Victor Herrera.
Hello, my name is Dulce Estrada.
Hello, my name is Daniela Guido.